Hello everyone and welcome to Ancient Roman Trading Secrets with General Romulus. That's me, Romulus. This show is brought to you by Backpack Trader. Our goal is to help you become the best version of the backpack trader you can possibly become. Well, what do we have today? Inflation. Oil. How about that? The inflation hawks are just thrilled with this recent drop in the price of oil, perhaps creating an opportunity for, that's right, a little bit of a lower inflation report that releases in a couple of weeks. The average price of the oil, which is lowering what we're going to be paying at the gas pump sometime in a few weeks, is usually a little bit of a lag from what is directly going on in the oil markets, the futures markets, and what we pay at the pump. A little bit of a couple of weeks difference in there. So expect to start to see a little lower prices around your neighborhood in the gas stations, and that will lead to a slight pullback. That's right, a slight pullback in the inflation report coming up in a few weeks, and that's going to get everybody just all kind of going a buzz. However, I'm not the only one who knows this. Trust me, all the big money players are realizing this, which is why the stock market has been rebounding just a little bit. They're playing that already. So back to the oil market. I've got a weekly chart. That's right. So all these little candlesticks here, they're all equaling 1 week worth of trading as opposed to a daily, which is how we usually have it set up. And there is a bit of an attempt to get past the early March highs right after the war. A failed attempt, didn't quite work out that way. Now prices are pulling back. That also comes in a bearish divergence environment that happened on the intermediate term indicator, which is the RSI 14. MACDs are showing similar type of behavior, all showing negative or bearish divergences, new highs in price. Then as it runs up, the indicators were a little bit lower. That shows a drop of momentum, a slowing of momentum that typically eventually leads to a dropping of price. The question right now is price low enough to attract buyers? And probably not in the short term. There is still downward pressure going on inside of XLE, which is the basket of energy producing companies. I'd like to see this right down. So you see that high right there, 70.5. That would have an interest for me. 70.5 would have an interest for me to possibly get involved in a trade in XLE. Oil prices, though, they could pull back a bit. I don't know if the ultimate highs are all the way in for this. Doesn't matter, though. Go back in time. Okay, that's the problem. Inflation comes and goes. If you study the 1970s, there were flashpoints. There were different events. There were different sparks. Inflation would heat up again and then pull back, but it was never really low. I mean, yesterday or maybe the day before, Jerome Powell again had the nerve to say, well, our 2% target, 2%. I mean, the man's nuts anyway, right? I mean, he's just a crazy hack is what he is. He's just an absolute hack. But he's trying to tell us that he's going to get inflation from 8.5% numbers now down to 2% in any type of reasonable time frame. That's not going to happen. What you're going to see is, it pulls back. Maybe it goes all the way down to 4%. And then it sparks up again. And this is going to be like this for not days, not weeks, not even months. It'll probably be like this for years. So you want to stay away from all this short-termism kind of nonsense when it comes to this stuff. If the markets are ready to form a new bull market, then tell me this. Why aren't people going crazy to buy hand over fist and just getting crazy right now? Getting crazy. They're not getting crazy to buy stocks. It's not happening. There's a little bit of buying going on. That's all you can say. Just a little bit. It's boring. That's all that's happening in here. If this is the birth of a new bull market, it's the lamest bull market birth I've ever seen. That's because it's not the birth of a new bull market. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Prices will be going lower than what we saw late last week. Maybe not next week, maybe not even next month. But at some point between now and the end of the year, prices will break the lows of last week. Okay, just like in Bitcoin, maybe not next week, maybe not next month, but between now and the end of the year, prices will break those lows and probably pull to somewhere around 13,000. So this is now in full trading mode, BITI right there. Okay, hang on a sec. This is a way to get short Bitcoin. It's the easiest way to do it without going into the futures market, or a lot of US-based citizens were never allowed to short cryptocurrencies with the crypto exchanges anyway. Foreign citizens, yes, but not so much on the US basis. And this is an opportunity to get in. If Bitcoin does fall anywhere near 13,000 over the next 6 months, BITI will go up quite a bit. It may not go up exactly on a percentage basis that Bitcoin drops, because again, it is using the futures market. It does not actually short the Bitcoin itself, just like BITO is not long Bitcoin itself. That is also a futures trade, which is confusing to me. I don't know why you wouldn't just buy Bitcoin, but you can't short Bitcoin or a lot of the cryptocurrencies as easily as you can short individual stocks. So this is a way to get it done fairly easy. Just go long BITI, and it's trading a lot. It's already trading 200,000 shares today, traded well over that yesterday. So good interest in the ETF right out of the gate. All right, so markets, hemming, hawing, consolidating losses. You've heard the term in a bull market, oh, they're consolidating gains. Well, now they're consolidating losses. This looks like a pretty textbook, pretty typical of what's called a bear pullback in here. You see the up days going and the volume's just dropping. There's no interest out there. Doesn't matter. Yes, stocks can go higher for a bit, even closing this gap. I can certainly see and make a case for a 3,900 print on the S&P in the next few weeks. Next few months, it won't mean anything. It won't mean anything, everybody. Okay? So it's still a time for caution. I was reading an article the other day. Perhaps you checked it out as well. Stock market fall this year has wiped out over $3 trillion in retirement savings. $3 trillion. Wow. I was talking with somebody recently, someone who was not a Centurion at the time. They were just asking me questions about the services I offer, and they said, what's the value? Well, considering that we got all of our people 100% out of the market on January 13th, and let me show you, that signal was triggered on January 13th when the S&P 500 was at 4740. 4740. What's the value of being with us? $3 trillion. And if all those retirement folk had listened to us, if they were in our Club Romulus, if they were part of our Centurion Legion, and they got out of the market when we did, when we pulled the plug on it, and this was bonds also, by the way, this was a full sell signal on everything, full stop sell on everything, they would have saved themselves over $3 trillion. That's the value of what we're doing in here. And I'm not exaggerating the least, by the way. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. The value of what we do in Club Romulus is worth trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. So all you have to do is click the link right below you. That link right there, you see that right there? That's for joining our Discord, and we can help you get involved in becoming a Legionnaire, and a Centurion with Club Romulus. And that's something you need to do right this second before you lose more of your money. So there's a lot of really good opportunities that have been created from this market rebound right now in the last couple of trading days. I mean, just real excellent stuff. We don't really have a lot of time to get into all these trades, but we're making money hand over fist in Club Romulus, and you got to get involved. Stop losing all that money. Give us a jingle right there. Click on the link to join our Discord, and we'll help you get involved, sign up, and you can start making money with us. So one more quick thing I want to show you guys. That's TJ from Backpack Trader. That's Troy. That's my partner over at Backpack Trader. He's currently still down in Argentina, finishing up his month-long trip down there, doing his own version of the backpack trading, traveling around and trading and making money and visiting areas that he loves to see. Well, he is going to be a speaker at an event coming up in a few weeks. The event is called Wealth 365. You've probably heard of this. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. First day, Monday, July 11th. You see that fine gentleman right there, Ralph Acampora. That has a lot of meaning in my life. This was my first teacher. He was my first mentor back in 1998. 1998, 24 years ago, when I met Ralph, and he took me under his wing a bit and started teaching me. And I'm still so privileged and honored to be able to communicate with him these days as well. So he's leading off. Troy's speaking as well, as I mentioned. So join up for that. I'll show you the way to do that. There's a link for it right below as well. This is the page. Just put out your name, your email, and claim your free ticket. It's all free, by the way. And it's got several days of great speakers. Troy is one of the speakers. Obviously, we showed you Ralph Acampora, many other excellent people in there. So go check it out. Sign up. It's free. A lot of good speakers over the course of those several days in there. Some of these people I know, some of them I don't. And I always like to go in there and check the people that I don't know so I can learn possibly something new. So why don't you join us for that? That's coming up in just a bit. All right, to summarize, we got a low volume rebound going on in here. If indeed this was the beginning of a new bull market, then tell me this: why aren't the big money players just tripping over themselves and knocking each other senseless to try to buy those stocks and get in there? They're not doing that. That typically means that this little rebound, it could go higher, sure, coming days, weeks, whatever. But over coming months or less, lower prices are on the way. All right, this is your old buddy Romulus, and this has been Ancient Roman Trading Secrets with General Romulus. I am heading back to ancient Rome. That is all for now.